Welcome to the Fun Going Fast channel, and in this video let's talk about 5 reasons why you may not want to buy a second generation Polaris Scrambler 850 XP. Let's get started. The Polaris Scrambler 850 XP is an impressive machine. It has almost 80 horsepower, power steering, and is one of the most comfortable ATVs you can purchase. But there's some things about it that can be pretty significant drawbacks and can make it expensive to own. Let's talk about these reasons before you buy one. Reason number 1, marketing versus reality. These machines are being sold as a high-performance sport ATV. They have high horsepower engines, Fox Podium shocks all the way around. But I got mine, I rode it one time for about 2 hours on the very first ride, and spent some of that time hitting trail jumps, maybe going 2-3 feet in the air. After that one ride of repeated jumps, the frame actually bent and knocked a hole into the engine case, and it developed a slow oil leak. Of course, that was in a location that could not easily be repaired. It would have required a brand new engine case to fix. My local ATV shop, JB, welded it and did a really good job, but it still was not able to permanently fix it, and it still would slowly seep oil from that spot. That was incredibly disappointing, as this machine handled perfectly, and with the power steering you could ride really quickly, just super fast over technical terrain. And with the engine and suspension, it seemed like this is exactly what this quad was made for. Because of its extreme weight, it's a very heavy, over 700-pound machine, and overall design, it was not able to handle that type of riding. I had a Can-Am Renegade 500 for 2 years that I rode in the exact same manner. Never had any issues. My buddy had a Yamaha Grizzly 450 EPS for many years that he rode just as aggressively and also never had any issues. Reason number 2, quality of materials. The 850 XP looks great, and the black design of the plastics seem to be really high-grade materials, but there are little things that are not holding up. Front fenders supports broke, and the fenders would just flap at any speed. This is a machine that costs 5 figures, and we're talking $12,000 to $13,000 out the door, and again, it's supposed to be incredibly capable with this high-horsepower motor, Fox shocks, but the fenders can't even hold up. So it feels like there's some attention to detail missing for something you're spending this much money on. Maybe they didn't test them long enough. Reason number 3, the electronics. I had several instances where the digital display would just stop working and not display anything. Same thing with the power steering. When it was working, it was great and the display had a lot of valuable information, but it would randomly just stop working. I'd wait a few days, start the ATV, and everything would come back. Same thing with the power steering system. It would just randomly go out, I'd wait a few days, start again, and you'd be right back. This felt pretty scary, as these are expensive systems to replace. And it felt like maybe going outside and riding rugged terrain, these systems on this ATV were just too fragile. Reason number 4, difficulty working on. This thing is almost designed more like a side-by-side that you ride on top of. Nothing is exposed and everything is completely covered in plastics, which looks great, but when it comes time to actually access things to service or repair, everything will have to be completely removed in order to be able to get to it, and you have those weird like plastic spacers that pop off and break. And it adds to the time involved if you're doing it yourself, or the amount of labor you're going to have to pay a shop if it's being done by them. And reason number 5, though this is not the Scrambler's fault, but finding a used one that's not being completely destroyed. These things, like the Can-Am Renegades, seem to be really popular mud machines. If you like doing mudding, more power to you. But if you're shopping, I would not recommend buying a used ATV that's been mudded. They've been ridden at full throttle under heavy load for extensive amount of times with high engine heat. They'll have worn out axles, mud and water will have gotten everywhere, and that machine's just basically waiting to take all your money to try to maintain it or get it back to running condition. So these are remarkably fast and comfortable machines to ride. If you can either buy a new one with a warranty or a really clean used one on a good deal, and you treat it well and don't ride it too aggressively, this could be a good machine for you. But those are definitely reasons to consider before purchasing one. Thanks for watching.